Happy Saturday! How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is having a great and wonderful Saturday morning. If you're not, kind of like myself, well, there's always next Saturday to look forward to. I'm actually dealing with a post-terrible migraine. I do get migraines fairly often, and I had a brutal one yesterday that sent me to my bum. And typically the next day, like, I just feel absolutely drained, hungover in a way. That's the best way to describe. So I am very much looking for next Saturday, because this Saturday is going to be, kind of really not really doing a whole lot after I get done recording this, podcast style video, not to mention probably just gonna plant my bum on a couch with my dog and watch a lot of TV shows today. I think that's gonna be a nice, relaxing post-migraine type day. Otherwise, like I said, today's is a podcast style video. If you don't know what that is, or if you're new here, welcome. Love new joins to the Hooba Hooba Mosh Pit. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, please. Definitely to receive more videos. But every single thing that I'm going to be talking about is down below in the description along playlists. This will be added to The Last of Us on RuneScape, which I ended up starting over 5 months ago now. And basically just longer style podcast RuneScape videos. It's not really a podcast per se, because I'm kind of just really recording a very long video. And yes, a podcast, you have multiple people in there and stuff. But hey, you know, we're talking about many different interesting subjects, and you all find it very interesting from time to time. I will be making more PKing videos in the future. I'm just not in the mood to make one today. I really do apologize. This post-migraine, it messes up my entire day. Messes up my exercising cycle, my gaming cycle. I really wanted to do some, like, Resident Evil 4 remake. Like, I haven't beaten Resident Evil 4 remake yet. And I've been planning some time, and I actually was going to do that for a couple hours today. I'm not in the mood to even do like a first-person shooter. Is just going to drain me more. So, going to be quickly talking about some interesting things in this video. Then I'm planting myself. Probably gonna, I may dive in to the new Dexter season. I'm not entirely sure yet, or I just may restart the Dexter show. Okay, so bank values, right? Let's go ahead and talk about something that used to be a very big thing in 2009. How many of you all feel that you are truly stuck in the year 2009 of RuneScape? Not like, I'm on HDOS right now. For anyone who doesn't know, HDOS is a client that launched in 2020. And it's just a client like RuneLite. The big difference are the plugins, of course. Obviously, HDOS doesn't have a quest helper like RuneLite. That's why so many people like RuneLite. The HD revolved around HDOS, like I said, is primarily the high definition graphics from 2009 of RuneScape. Very much different than the RuneLite HD. And supposedly Jagex is finally going to be getting around to releasing their own HD, finally for the Steam client, along with the game client too, on the Jagex launcher. So that's going to be very interesting if they actually follow HDOS and bring us back to the year 2009, which, in my personal opinion, well, so 2009 is when high definition came out on RuneScape. Almost positive it was 2009, not 2008. You want to know what? While I sit here, I'm actually going to fact check myself on this. While I fact check myself, Daniel Tidwell uploaded a video with him a couple days ago that ended up getting censored. Going to be talking about that momentarily, but he released a new album, and he's going to be doing another RuneScape cover song. The last RuneScape cover song that he did in 2012, it was a big hit. And, well, for anyone who has not heard this before, well, take a gander at this. Whoa! Okay, I apologize. I am so sorry. That was not the RuneScape main theme song at all. That was a different song by Daniel Tidwell, but that just blew out my one eardrum that I actually have right now. I am so sorry. If you clicked off this video because of that, well, yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. All right, 2012 remake of the RuneScape main title song. There we go. Okay, I was actually way off on this. So, I guess the HD was released 1 July 2008. I remember making a video on this very, very long time ago. I'd only been video making for like 2-3 months. But otherwise, HDOS focuses primarily on the year of 2009 RuneScape. So that's what we're on right now. But okay. It's interesting to see what the old school RuneScape team actually does if they go ahead and release like a later version of high definition, or if they kind of just really create a new version of high definition out there. It's going to be a roller coaster. But anyways, yeah. So you very well could be in the mindset of 2009. That's how you are. I mean, I really do think that I am stuck in 2009 of RuneScape. But then again, I am a very happy RuneScapian. I love this game so much. If this game were to go bye-bye, I'd probably cry. I mean, call me a bitch, whatever you want to do. But, I mean, I really do have love for this game. I mean, this game was obviously is a big part of my life, and it's definitely a big part of everyone watching and stuff. Also, for anyone that doesn't know, NightmareRH YouTube channel is a conglomerate channel of everything. We don't really cover one topic here. I ended up getting quite a bit of DMs actually last week when I uploaded a legacy video on RuneScape 3 that did actually fairly well. I'll talk more about that in a few, but we cover a variety of different stuff on this channel. We've covered stuff from nutrition, chronic diseases, real life stuff, to video game stuff, non-RuneScape stuff, and I kind of really like how I'm doing a new topic every kind of video in a way. It suits me and a lot of you all. I mean, my channel is growing, definitely. We're getting closer to 2008 subscribers. Much love, much appreciation. But otherwise, yeah, there are a lot of people that do get stuck in a certain time span of RuneScape. In 2009, if you ask a lot of the population, they'll tell you, hey, 2009 was a significant big year for them. Okay, so 3 main things that I want to talk about. Bank values, right? So, and this is also something that I love about RuneLite and HDOS. It shows your bank value on the top. On RuneScape 3, we got the wealth evaluator. I don't understand why on the Steam client, like, we don't have something like this. It would make sense if there actually was. So, old school RuneScape team, please add something where it can tell you the value of your bank. That would be awesome. But bank values, right? So what was bank values like in the year 2009? Well, your bank value in the year 2009, it was everything. I could go ahead and tell you. I gained a lot of popularity back in 2009 because I was a fairly wealthy RuneScapian. I mean, my bank, I believe, was 2009, had to have been maybe like a billish in a way. I was rocking a red party hat. I just, my bank value was definitely there. And going back in time to the year 2009, the atmosphere on RuneScape was all about bragging rights. And I mean, it's like that today, but it's shifted, which we're going to be talking about too. But bank values were a tool that people used to basically brag about how great their accounts, were and stuff. It was one of those, things. Obviously, if you had a 4.9 mil bank in 2009, that's probably equivalent to maybe a 50 mil bank today with inflation. But at the same time, people looked at you and they're like, ha, noob. Now, if you had a 490 mil bank, then people looked at you and they're like, whoa, hey man, nice gear, nice stuff. Yo, you got some like nice, it's nice equipment on your body. It was all about bragging rights, and it honestly really felt like middle school in a way. Picture you're running around middle school, or I mean, maybe it was even before middle school. Maybe 2009 RuneScape was like elementary school. My parents, better than your parents. We live in bigger house. It's just like, it was one of those things about like bragging rights in a way. It felt like a jungle gym. It felt like elementary, middle school, or maybe even like high school in a way. 2009, I was obviously graduated. I was in the military, so I didn't get the whole high school experience, but I definitely got the toxic, like, bragging right experience to the T. I am definitely not a saint. I definitely have shown off my bank in glory on this game, especially back in 2009. So yeah, I mean, there were times where I was definitely an a-hole. And I'm like, hey, look at my sexy and awesome bank and stuff. Bank values were everything back then. And it was a different atmosphere, and that's what 2009 was like. So if you are a new RuneScapian that have never lived the experience of 2009 on this game, this MMO of something just very special to a lot of people, that's the experience that it was like. It's very relatable to real life experiences, and that's something that doesn't really get talked about a lot on here, is that this game is very much relatable to how like people live their lives. It's shocking. But then again, your life is just one big spiritual game as well, if you really go ahead and break it down. All right, so secondly, when did the shift basically pretty much happen? Because obviously there's a shift where bank values don't mean jack diddly hoot right now. Even on RuneScape 3, bank values... RuneScape 3 is a different beast. On RuneScape 3, bank values don't mean jack because it's so easy to make GP. Not to mention RuneScape 3 is microscape. You can just buy GP left and right. I mean, you can do the same on old school RuneScape, but obviously it's a lot easier and it's more valuable on RS3. And it's a different world. So that is in a separate entirety. But as for old school RuneScape, when did the shift basically pretty much happen? So the shift, in my opinion, pretty much happened, honestly, was probably the release of Iron Man's, and when the goal of the game started going towards leaderboards. And that was roughly around 2015 in a way-ish and stuff. We got Iron Man. Then we started getting Deadman mode. Then we started getting leagues. Then we started getting different variations of Ironmans. So the game started shifting to basically just all getting on leaderboards, doing challenges, and the value of your bank just goes down. Now, let me ask you this rhetorical question. If you see my bank value right here at 4.9 mil on my Hardcore Ironman account, but if I were to boom bang, like I have a max cape, you would look at this and be like, whoa, that is awesome, regardless of what your GP is. Now, if my Hardcore Ironman did not have a max cape, but my bank value was, let's say, 4.9 billion GP, I actually have a couple clan members that have in the 7-8 billion banks, and they're actually an Ironman, which is just crazy, utterly crazy. They're not a hardcore Ironman because obviously they died a bunch of times, but that's crazy. You cannot buy GP on an Ironman account. So therefore, bank values only matter now on old school RuneScape if you're an Ironman. Because if you're an Ironman with a 4.9 billion bank, that means that you are living in 2009. And people thought that I was crazy. I mean, yes, I am very crazy, but I am very sane. Big different variation. People think that I play this game, I want to say, in a much different way, but hypothetically, if NightmareRH's account, my main account, was an Ironman, and I was walking around with a 2.5 bill bank, you would be looking at me very differently. Obviously, I'm not an Ironman, so it's significantly different, but bank values on current day old school RuneScape only matter if you're an Ironman, and that's factual. Another thing, too, why bank values don't really matter so much today, unless you're an Ironman, is recognition from Jagex. If you are on the top leaderboards, you will get recognition. Jagex gives a lot of recognition. They never gave recognition to people over a decade ago. They never really did anything with content creators. I mean, here and there, I never got stuff years ago because obviously my content was very much South Park and Beavis and Butthead style, so I totally understand that. But I have talked to tons of JMods, so yes, plenty of JMods are NightmareRH fans. They just couldn't really publicly say that years ago, especially in 2009, 10, 11, and 12 of RuneScape. But recognition is a big thing. When you get recognition for being in the leaderboards, it shifts the focus away from pretty much like GP building. And that does actually make a lot of sense. I mean, there are people that would rather have the recognition and the more so, I want to say, like, the 15 minutes of fame rather than walking around in full Torva, walking around with a scythe, walking around with a bunch of other stuff on this game that is in the billions of GP. So it's very much understandable. And yes, current day, bank values really don't mean a lot unless you are pretty much like an Ironman and you can't just be buying a, it's a bunch of, it's, you can't buy bonds. You can't be a naughty SOB and buy GP from Chinese gold farming sites. You can't just do a bunch of skilling or a bunch of raids. You got to actually earn the GP very much harder on here. Now, as for the last talking point, and our third talking point about this is the future of bank values and where do I see them really going. I pretty much see the trend kind of really continuing because it really does feel that old school RuneScape, especially the atmosphere from Jagex, is just kind of really pushing more and more towards leaderboards. have to get on leaderboards, have to basically pretty much, if you want that big recognition, you're going to have to do a lot of challenges. And the leagues that just pretty much happened was a huge hit. Honestly, next go around, I'm probably gonna do a lot of leagues. I'm probably definitely not going to be good at it because I don't have time to play this game like I used to. But I mean, there were people no-lifing leagues to be on the leaderboards. There are people that no-life. All they do is just do hardcore Iron Man, Ultimate Iron Man, etc., to get on leaderboards. So this game is definitely going to be focused, of course, on leaderboards moving forward. And yeah, I honestly would not be shocked if in the next 5 years it is even easier to make GP on old school RuneScape like it is on RS3. RS3, it is very easy to make GP. So old school RuneScape wise, it's going to be even easier. Last night I had 2 people get a rack sword drops on old school RuneScape on my clan, some Slayer drops. Hundreds of mills were being made. So all you really gotta do is just level up your Slayer and just learn how to do like a Slayer boss, and you're gonna be racking in the dough. How many hours would it take me through skilling to make 100 mil? Even though skilling is a lot more GP nowadays than it was years ago, but still, it takes a long time where I could just go to Raxor, woo, a Fang drop, woo, another Fang drop, woohoo, yeah, that's personally where I see this game going, and it's going to be interesting. Absolutely. If you have made it this far into this podcast style video, I just want to say thank you so much, and I love you guys. Really do with all my heart. Just really, well, like I said, you guys are the last of us, because if you made it this far into the video, podcast style thingamajiggy, I just want to say thank you so much. I really do love you guys with all my heart. And I think we're pretty much going to wrap it up here for today. But on some closing notes, I want to say that I'm going to be starting to probably upload videos on YouTube again. Kind of like how I was for 5 months on a set schedule. Taco Tuesday, every Tuesday, probably every Thursday or Friday. We'll go with Thursday, and then definitely every Saturday and stuff. I may miss one Thursday here and there, but you all loved those type of scheduling for uploads, and then, of course, some afternoon streaming as well. Might do some streaming today. I'm not entirely sure. I just really got to lay down for a little bit, see if this post-migraine BS goes away. Maybe I might actually do a little bit of cardio. Maybe that might, perk me up, or that might actually make it worse. I don't really know. Otherwise, so yeah, couple things. Definitely going to continue with the podcast style videos, but I do definitely want to finish doing some PKing series, like I said. And definitely dive in to some RuneScape 3 talking topics, because a lot of them are definitely good. And there are plenty of RuneScape 3 content creators, but I mean, as for podcast style things where you just literally talk about RuneScape 3, bring back nostalgic memories, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only lunatic out there doing it, but oh well. Anyways, a couple days ago, I did a interview with Daniel Tidwell. We were honestly just having fun in the video, and it's definitely got censored. Every single person that I talked to, they're like, we never got notified about this video. That's why it most likely got 333 views. Oh, the YouTube algo. Not to mention we said the F-bomb a whole bunch of times, too. Ooh. Oh, yeah. He dropped his new album, Versus Video Games 5. And the album can be found on his Bandcamp website for $7. I ended up buying it, even though he sent it to me. I mean, he's a great friend. I've been friends with him for well over a decade. Oh boy, ever since 2010. You got to show love and support, especially, to friends and stuff. And he's a independent music creator. So he's not with a record label. It's self-made, independent, the way to go, in my personal opinion. And a lot of respect for him. But he's going to be releasing a lot of new albums too. And so he wants to do a new cover song of a RuneScape song. And I'm going to be doing a poll probably for the next week on all my platforms, and we're going to be voting on what song he should do. The songs that we're going to be voting on is Barbarianism, Harmony, Sea Shanty 2, and Autumn Voyage. So you got 4 songs to choose from, and he's going to be doing one. It does take a long time to actually do cover songs, and he does have plenty of other work and projects, but he's willing to take the time out to do this, especially for the RuneScape community. So stay tuned for that poll. I'm going to be dropping that on YouTube, X, Facebook, and also my Discord server fairly soon. Otherwise, I'm going to be splitting up my streams. I had a big issue with my Kick account. I had to re-verify my account, and I've been waiting on them to fix a glitch. The glitch is done, so I'm probably going to be streaming for a couple hours on Twitch and then a couple hours on Kick. I definitely do want to build up my Kick platform. If any of you all are subscribed to me on Twitch TV, a paying subscription, I would much rather you cancel your sub on Twitch and subscribe to me on Kick. Now, of course, if you're using a Twitch Prime to sub, that's totally understandable, but the revenue split, Twitch is just terrible. Which, I mean, it's Amazon. Amazon has so much more money than Kick, and they screw over streamers. It's unreal. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of streaming's going to be ended up coming down relatively soon. I might actually repaint my entire office and make it into one gigantic green screen. Should I do that? Should I go and buy some green screen paint and paint my ceiling, my walls? I don't know about that. I mean, that would be kind of cool, right? Oh, I actually thought about that in my old house. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of new stuff is going to be dropping. Like I said, for all of you that are sticking along this journey, thank you once again so very, very much. Otherwise, on a side note, if you do want more of NightmareRH in a very different way, I actually am a published author. Vito, it is a zombie book, not RuneScapian book. I started writing that early June of last year, 2024. Basically, pretty much chose to cope with some health problems that I was dealing with, which are very, very much better now, and chose to write a book instead of just really doing poor decisions, which I highly encourage everyone out there to do, especially if you're going through a rough time in your life. But if you have a knack for zombie-type slaying, then definitely check this out. I'm 50-50 if I actually want to make a little RuneScape movie based on the book, because I know a lot of people reading is definitely not, like, very popular, and I mean, me personally, I'm not really a big reader too, but maybe doing like a 30, maybe 40-minute, like, RuneScape movie in a way on the book. Let me know if you think I should do that, and I definitely would need to have a bunch of you guys be actors. But otherwise, besides Vito, for anyone who doesn't know, or for anyone who hasn't checked out my polycystic kidney disease playlist, over a month ago now, I ended up doing a fundraiser on this channel for polycystic kidney disease. It's a type of kidney disease, very unique, where cysts grow on your kidneys. The fundraiser that I did was for Dr. Wimes' laboratory, and I used his treatment among various other things as well, and I saw improvements. So we ended up doing a fundraiser event, raised just under $10,000. If you haven't checked this out, please definitely do so. The playlist is down below. Not to mention, I did an interview with Dr. Wimes that got uploaded to his channel, Santa Barbara Nutrients, a little over 12 hours ago. So that's also in the playlist as well. I'll be dropping that on social media. But Dr. Wimes, he is the creator of Keto Citra, and Keto Citra is what I've been using. It's pretty much a mineral blend containing, we got potassium, calcium, magnesium, citrate, and a BHB ketone supplement. Very important. This is designed for polycystic kidney disease, not to mention chronic kidney disease as well. This may or may not work for you, and I'm definitely not a doctor, but if you know anyone out there who are struggling with PKD or CKD, definitely shoot them this info. And I do have a coupon code because obviously this stuff is definitely not cheap. I mean, it's vital minerals. If you go ahead and buy minerals off the internet, whether it's Amazon or even at Whole Foods or your local grocery store, they're definitely not cheap, but do have a coupon code if you know anyone who is looking to purchase Keto Citra. Otherwise, all this information will be down below, and various more stuff to come in the near future. Like I said, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you with a new video on Taco Tuesday. Later!